A few moments ago, Terrell Owens introduced with the rest of the Eagles starting lineup and received cheers and a standing ovation from the fans. So at least that question to this point has been answered on a beautiful Sunday. Temperature in the 80s and not a cloud in the sky. There is Mike Nolan, who took over the 49ers, team that won only 2 games last year, Darryl, and a coach who said, no, we're not looking for respectability. We are looking to win the NFC West. Raise your standards. And, of course, Andy Reid coming off a different set of circumstances in Week 1.
Yeah, kind of a reversal of what we expected to happen in Week 1 for both of these teams. I'm still trying to figure out how San Francisco beat St. Louis. They got beat in every statistical category, but because of the things that Mike Nolan established, they were able to hang in there and just find a way, overcome some adversity. Andy Reid and the Philadelphia Eagles, I'm really excited to see if what happened last Monday night was just an aberration, or have the distractions in the offseason really affected the play of this team. There's a lot of questions that need to be answered by both groups this afternoon.
And despite the results of a week ago, frankly, the 49ers really do have their hands full this afternoon. This is a team that won only 1 game in each of the last 2 seasons on the road. So we're ready to go. We saw Roderick Hood go back to receive the opening kickoff from Joe Nedney. Eagles trying to go 1 step further this year and win a Super Bowl. And here is Roderick Hood returning the opening kickoff. And Hood is ridden out of bounds as he crosses the 25-yard line by Derek Johnson. Eagles going on offense to start this game, and that's really where the questions lie today. Donovan McNabb, the highest winning percentage among active quarterbacks at 70%. And we'll talk more about the protective device he has to protect his bruised chest.
I think the shoulder pads more than that protective padding, because those are new. That's going to be the big adjustment for him. How does that affect his throwing motion?
Eagles first down from the 28-yard line, 3 wide receivers, and the first pass is thrown underneath to L.J. Smith, the tight end, and a gain of 4 yards. Looking at the rest of the Eagles offense, and the offensive line took kind of a beating against the Falcons last Monday night, and this is a team that, as you have said many times, would rather pass than throw at any point.
Oh, absolutely. And you get against those undersized quick guys and you struggle a little bit, and Terrell Owens going against his old team this afternoon. Expect some fireworks back there in the secondary.
2nd down and 6. Lamar Gordon, who was signed after being dropped by the Dolphins in the game as a running back, and Josh Parry, the fullback, and the pass overthrown incomplete, bringing up 3rd down. So let's really delve into what McNabb is using today to try to protect him.
Well, it's a special substance called viscoelastic polymer padding. It kind of looks like a superhero symbol there because it's going to be right on his chest, but you know, sometimes guys have used this on your shoulder because of the flexibility and the ability to mold it, but they're going to put it right on his chest, and if he takes a direct shot onto that padding, it will actually harden to dissipate the force of that blow to try and give him some more protection on that sternum.
3rd down and 6. McNabb looking for anyone downfield. Doesn't want to run, and he fires, and he finds Terrell Owens wide open, and Owens is going to score. How about that? 68 yards, McNabb to Owens. And that's his answer to Derek Smith's comments criticizing him during the week, the 49er linebacker.
You have 2 guys who are at their best when they are on the move, and when you add them together, it is something special. Donovan McNabb, you know he's not going to run today because of the injury. Terrell Owens does the right thing. Go deep. You know, you see these scramble drills, and everybody's coming back to the quarterback. He wants the big play. He's going to break it open early.
David Akers to try to give the Eagles a 7-point lead, less than 1 minute into the game, and he does. Well, that didn't take long. 68 yards. McNabb to Owens.
I'm open over here. I said, give me that. I said, give me that.
Who says you were out of shape? Go deep.
Front-end pedestrian safety system. Just one of 120 not-so-standard features available on the all-new German-engineered Passat.
Touchdown.
Fox NFL Sunday is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 40.
The Eagles jump up on the 49ers 7-0, and Terrell Owens last week had 7 catches for 112 yards, only 2 receptions in the second half. Single covered by D'Angelo Hall of the Falcons, and he strikes immediately. Otis Amy, number 18, back deep along with Maurice Hicks for the 40. A flag goes down from upfield. Penalty marker down as Hicks is hit hard at the 20 by Mark Simino. Tom White, the referee, and his crew working today's game.
What a great job by Mark Simino, a guy who lost his starting job to Jeremiah Trotter, but you got to love the guys that just go out, find a way to get back on the field. Great hit on special teams.
Tim Rattay, never thrown an interception in the first quarter, going against a tough defense.
Holding, number 55, doing the return, 10-yard penalty, first down.
So Jamie Winborn, the starting linebacker, called for holding. So not only the 49ers trailing 7-0, but they will start their series at the 10-yard line.
As a team on the road, the one thing you don't want to do is have momentum early. The defense gives up a big play to Terrell Owens, and the Philadelphia special teams follows it up with a big hit on the kickoff. It's going to be rough sledding for this offense.
One wide receiver lined up. Out of the eye, Kevin Barlow picking up 2 yards. Not much of a running game at all, as Darrell pointed out last week in the win over the Rams. The 49ers gained under 2 yards a carry, 3 yards that time for Barlow. As you look at a banged-up offensive line, Jennings, Smiley, and Newberry are all nursing injuries.
And if you can't run the ball against the Philadelphia Eagles and become one-dimensional, you are in for a long afternoon, because Jim Johnson is going to bring the heat.
And you know he's going to be bringing it soon. 2nd down and 7. Barlow. And not much there. 1-yard gain will bring up 3rd down and 6. Keith Adams, Eagle linebacker, making the stop as they bring in their nickel defense. And speaking about Philadelphia's defense, here they are. Javon Curse, their chief pass rushers. N.D. Kalu healthy again. Jeremiah Trotter back in the lineup after being ejected before the Falcon game last week, and an outstanding secondary. 49ers line up 4 wide receivers. Out of the shotgun is Tim Rattay. Trying to roll out. He lost this one, but the receiver fell down. It wasn't close in any event. Went out of bounds. Johnny Morton was the intended receiver, so it'll be 4th down.
Well, Javon Curse got there awful quick. Tim Rattay didn't have much time to get set in that pocket. And, you know, worst case scenario, you've got all this momentum on the Philadelphia Eagles side. You come out and go 3 and out. And, yeah, you want to have a running game, but you can't be stubborn. You've got to find out what the Eagles are doing for you to take advantage of. Don't bang your head against a brick wall all day in that run game.
Andy Lee will kick, and Dexter Wynn goes back for the Eagles, who anticipate good field position. And it is not a good kick, and a fair catch called for on the 42-yard line of the 49ers by Reno Mahi. Only a 29-yard punt by Lee. That's not what they needed. 47 yards on 12 carries last week, stopped by Anthony Adams and Marcus Douglas in the new 3-4 defensive alignment that Mike Nolan is using.
He's brought what he ran in Baltimore out to San Francisco, and talking to Julian Peterson, he feels confident that he can match the front seven of the Niners up against the front seven of the Ravens in the way they play those schemes, and that's a pretty bold statement in the confidence they have in this system at an early stage.
And he loves those linebackers, and we'll take a look at them in a moment. 2nd down and 9, and here is Westbrook trying to go outside, and he breaks one tackle but not another, and will go back to the 45-yard line. Good pressure by Julian Peterson and a loss of 3 yards. Taking a look at this 3-4 defense, and Brian Young going from defensive tackle to defensive end, having a big game last week. But take a look at those linebackers, about as good as you'll find.
Yeah, that's going to be the strength of this group, are the linebackers across the board. And, maybe they were outplayed by the secondary last week. A pleasant surprise for Mike Nolan. Got a great effort from that secondary against the wide-open St. Louis Rams offense.
3rd down and 12. Eagles on the 49ers 45. And McNabb running away from pressure. And he's going to run out of bounds. And it was Andre Carter, number 96, who pushed McNabb to run out of bounds. A loss of 2 yards, and it will go as a sack for the 49ers. So they've lost 5 yards on the last 2 plays.
Well, Andre Carter, he's a guy in the middle. He's going to come to the outside, and this is that fluid defense that you talk about. You get up into the middle, the guard center gap. You're going to rest between there. Now they've got to find a way in the protection to take care of him. You don't want a running back on Andre Carter. He's too big for that. You've got to call your protection to him and follow him wherever he goes.
Fair catch called for on the short kick by Dirk Johnson, and Otis Amy will give the 49ers a decent starting position when we come back to Philadelphia.
This is who I am.
NFL, he gets in, stones out. Look at the seam created right there by the offense of the San Francisco 49ers. Number 44, Steve Bush, does a good job getting inside, getting it sealed to create that seam right in the middle of the Eagles defense.
And rookie Frank Gore, the 2nd-round pick from Miami, now in the backfield on 1st down and 10. The designed rollout, and Rattay going the other way, and the pass is intercepted by Dhani Jones. Frank Gore, the running back, downfield, and Dhani Jones with him all the way picks it off, and the Eagles get it back. Brian Westbrook back there, and there is McNabb out of the shotgun. He has some time, and he's got a receiver who had beaten the defense, and it was Greg Lewis. Let's see that interception again that gave Philadelphia the ball, the first turnover of the game.
Well, they're doing a dash to the right and then throw back to the left. Frank Gore is a rookie, and one thing he's going to learn in the NFL, there's going to be balls thrown to you that you're not going to be able to catch. You've got to come back and make sure you do not allow the interception. He didn't do anything to prevent Dhani Jones from making that interception.
And you could see that he knew that the ball was short.
Oh, sure. You got to come back and make a play on the ball. You become the defender in that situation.
Well, neither team has held the ball for more than 3 plays thus far in this game. It'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 30. Again, out of the shotgun is McNabb. He has 3 receivers and a lot of time, and he completes it to T.O., and a flag goes down. And a penalty down, and let's see if there's a late hit by Mike Rumph. A 20-yard gain and a penalty marker down, and it's amazing how Terrell Owens held on to the ball after the hit.
I don't think it's going to be a late hit. I think it's going to be a hit on maybe a defenseless player, and they're going to have to talk about this right now because I think Tony Parrish played this really well. The ball comes in, Terrell goes, he used his shoulder. He did not lead with the crown of his helmet. I think they need to pick this flag up. Actually, Mike Rumph, number 24, the guy who came in and delivered the big hit. I think Mike Rumph played this perfect.
There is no foul on this play because he's a runner at the time when he got hit. No penalty. First down.
Darryl, you're right on, and so no penalty, but a 20-yard gain.
There's Terrell in the SWAT. He really does a good job working through tight coverage. Watch, catches, the ability to establish himself as a runner. He's not defenseless at that point. He's gone to another action common to the game. Now watch Mike Rumph. The shoulder. He used the shoulder. He didn't lead with the crown of his helmet.
Eagles at midfield, first down. Lamar Gordon, the big running back who gets the tough yards in for the protection purposes, and the pass out is caught by Reggie Brown. Right now for a game break, let's return to James Brown in Los Angeles.
Hey, Dick, after throwing a pick that led to a score by Chicago, Joey Harrington comes back hooking up with Roy Williams, 51 yards for pay dirt. The point after is not good, 7-6 Bears. Take a look at Carson Palmer, second touchdown of the quarter. That one there to T.J. Hushmanzada, 12 yards, 14-0 Bengals. Back to Dick, Darrell, and Tony.
All right, JB, Cincinnati off to the quick lead, and 5 yards to go for Westbrook, and he'll get the first down before he goes out of bounds inside the San Francisco 40, picking up 7 yards.
That perimeter edge running game, I think that's where Philadelphia is at their strength when they run the ball. Because they're a big passing team, they try to do some trick plays, some draws, some shovel passes, different things to incorporate into their running game. But when they're a straight running game team, this is one of the good plays. And you saw Terrell Owens block on Jamie Winborn, linebacker, on the outside. Good job, Terrell.
Eagles with a first down on the 37-yard line of the 49ers. Philadelphia is spreading the defense with 3 wide receivers, now make it 4. And the pass caught by Owens again. And Owens is stopped 1 yard shy of the first down. And the tackle made by Shawntae Spencer. So Terrell Owens wants to answer some of those remarks by Derek Smith of the 49ers during the week, and he's doing it.
Well, you know he's going to be the go-to guy in this offense, and there's where he's at his most dangerous. Once he gets the ball in his hands, you know, the play has really begun, and Mike Adams, he's got to be aware of that. For a big physical receiver, he's got great feet, great change of direction.
Second down and 1 now on the 28. Play action. McNabb, and the pass is caught at the 6-yard line by L.J. Smith. And right now, Donovan McNabb, he doesn't look 100%, finding all of his weapons. That was a 22-yard gain. It'll be first and goal for the Eagles.
Well, I think we can really, eliminate the fact, is there any problem with Donovan McNabb throwing the football? This is a tremendous throw. L.J. Smith comes all the way across the field. Donovan buys some time, but watch where he fits this. Right on the sideline. Great job by L.J. Smith to tap it. Look at the 3 defenders right around him. There was not a lot of room there to fit that ball in.
First and goal at the 6-yard line. Eagles leading 7-0. McNabb up the middle. Touchdown to L.J. Smith. A 6-yard touchdown strike to the Eagles tight end, and it's 13-0.
Andy Reid wanted to establish a better rhythm with his play calling today. He's really kind of slipping into his zone right now. And this is just an impressive drive. After the one with the big play, L.J. Smith comes open in the middle of the field. I mean, he's one of the guys you're looking for in the red zone.
So Philadelphia unable to score the last time when they had the ball in 49er territory. Make good on this occasion. And David Akers, who missed 2 field goals, rare for him Monday night in Atlanta, connects on his second point after. And the Eagles now lead the 49ers 14-0.
Into the coverage. This guy's back. There's your 2 defenders. Here's L.J. Smith on the wing. Everything gets cleared out, and there's a tremendous void right in the middle. You've got your linebacker running to get to Westbrook. Your safety jumps on the first tight end. They sneak him right across. Nobody there in coverage. Good play design by Andy Reid and Brad Childress.
Donovan McNabb went 5 for 6 for 62 yards on the drive. 70 yards in 7 plays. Capped by the touchdown pass to L.J. Smith. Akers on the kickoff, and Maurice Hicks from the 1-yard line. And he is bottled up at the 20 as the 49ers try to get something going, a 19-yard return. Next week, the NFL on Fox. It is week 3, and the Buccaneers against the Green Bay Packers. Packers at Lambeau, Cowboys and 49ers. So the 49ers go back home where they beat the Rams last week against Dallas. Eagles have won the last 14 games that they have thrown 2 or more touchdown passes, and they've already done that in leading 14-0. '49ers on the 20-yard line. Arnaz Battle going in motion, and the flip to Kevin Barlow, and Barlow will end up getting 1 yard because of the forward progress, and it was Hollis Thomas who made the tackle. Thomas gets the starting assignment. Corey Simon now with the Indianapolis Colts. A 1-yard pickup, and it'll be 2nd down and 9.
Hollis Thomas, always been a great run defender for the Eagles. Kind of funny, you know, for a while there they couldn't stop the run because they couldn't get Hollis Thomas healthy and in the lineup, but now that he's out there, you know, they're wondering how they're going to stop the run. I think they're going to be fine with the big man down there.
10th year in the league on 2nd down. Here's Barlow, who has been able to break 1 thus far. Brings it out to the 25 for a 4-yard pickup, and once again, Hollis Thomas, the man who makes the play.
Well, he's going to come out and get a little bit of a breather right now. He's not out there to rush the passer. He's there to clog up the middle on 1st and 2nd down. You bring in your pass specialist right now, get a rush on Tim Rattay and those great cover guys in the secondary for the Eagles.
Mike Patterson, the #1 draft pick out of USC, who looked good from day 1 and played on a couple of national championship teams. Number 98 is in there at defensive tackle on 3rd and 5.
Here's Javon Curse out here. We'll see how he does. It's going to be an interesting matchup with Quayne Harris.
And here comes the pressure from the secondary, and a great catch by Brandon Lloyd. And I don't think he got enough for the 1st down. He did not get out of bounds. The clock still runs, and maybe short by a yard. Michael Lewis with a terrific play in the secondary.
Well, Javon Curse using the speed to try and get to the outside on Quayne Harris. Doesn't quite get there. Tim Rattay able to step up, and what a catch by Brandon Lloyd. This is amazing. One hand. I cannot tell you how that he had a catch. What was that, last year, 2 years ago? We did one of their games, and he had a catch at the end of the game that I thought was one of the most amazing things. He might have topped that with that one right there.
Right on the tip of the ball. Sheldon Brown, however, prevented the 1st down. And Andy Lee kicking on 4th down to Dexter Wynn from the 25. Wynn is tripped up and will get out to the 31-yard line. Well, we've all seen the devastating effects of Hurricane Katrina along the Gulf Coast, and if you want to help the victims, you can make donations by going to www.salvationarmyusa.org or call 800-SAL-ARMY, S-A-L Army. You can also go to www.redcross.org or call 800-HELP-NOW. If you experience delays, please be patient because so many people are trying to contact
number 80,
these organizations.
Receiving team, during the kick, the penalty enforced from where the kick ended.
So the main thing here is that there are a lot of agencies trying to help. Be patient and get your contribution in. Holding called against Billy McMullen will set the Eagles back.
Might be the first thing they've done wrong all afternoon. He's pleading his case, too. He wants a perfect afternoon so far.
Well, the Eagles coming off what Andy Reid would say was a bad game for them, including himself, he admitted, on a lot of the play calling decisions. Not the way you want to start the season, but Andy's used to this. He's lost 5 of his 7 opening games in his career, but I guess it's how you finish, not how you start, the way it's going for him.
Yeah, he's followed that up with 3-3 week 2, but the thing that I thought was surprising was I didn't think they ever matched Atlanta's intensity on Monday night, and that has not been the case today. They've really come out and from the opening kickoff played with great emotion.
From the 15, 1st down, and the swing pass to Josh Parry, and the only fullback active for the Eagles picks up 6 yards to the 21-yard line where Jamie Winborn brings him down.
John Ritchie, not on the team this year, came back from an ACL. Sad to see him not playing in the NFL on Sunday afternoons this year, but it gives an opportunity for Josh Parry, a guy who filled in for John last year.
And for you, 2 teams that like to use fullbacks.
Well, actually, we've kind of got 3 on San Francisco, so that kind of makes up for Philadelphia only having 1. So I'm still at 4, you know, the average. But
2nd down and 4, Lamar Gordon. And he gets the 1st down. Good pickup by the Eagles, who, of course, playing without Terrell Buckhalter, who had knee surgery, is out for the season. And the Tackle made by Peterson.
Lamar Gordon, some good feet right there to the outside. Might give an assist to the umpire. Forces him back inside. You want to be an official in the NFL, don't pick umpire. There's so many big guys down there.
Eagles now on their own 32-yard line. 3:45 remaining in the first. Gordon remains as the running back. Play action. Going against the grain, and wide open is L.J. Smith. A busy man today in the Eagles offense. You know about T.O., they got a touchdown from him early, but L.J. Smith playing a big role, picks up 23 yards before Winborn makes the play.
But, you know, the strength of Donovan McNabb's arm allows them to do these types of play. He's running to his right. It looks like San Francisco may have a shot. They've got Jeff Albrecht chasing him out of the pocket, and he turns around and he can throw it all the way across the field, kind of, just kind of hopping into it and just tossing it to the backside. Some things that as a quarterback coach you would probably say, all right, guys, watch Donovan McNabb. Very exciting, but don't ever do any of these things.
He has completed 9 of 11, has McNabb. And Smith has caught 4 passes. They send Westbrook wide to the left, but going the other way to T.O. Terrell Owens and hemmed in will go out of bounds shy of the 40-yard line. A 4-yard pickup with Ahmed Plummer defending him.
Smart decision by T.O. He's got 4 guys coming from the inside out. I don't know, no sense in proving your toughness right there.
But Owens going over the 100-yard mark for the 2nd straight game. But this time, unlike Monday night, he has a touchdown reception. 2nd down and 6 on the San Francisco 41. And movement on the right side of the line.
Number 73, offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. Remain 2nd down.
A penalty on Sean Andrews, who returned to the lineup last Monday exactly 1 year after breaking his right leg, and there was the move.
That's a big addition to the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line. We did the opening game last year, and as a rookie, he was off to a great start before he broke that leg. He could be a real dominant inside offensive lineman in the NFL.
2nd down and 11. 46-yard line. Everyone going out on the pass route. Pass caught by L.J. Smith. What a move by Smith. And they ruled that he was down by contact at the 33-yard line. So no fumble. Tony Parrish on the defense. So 13 more yards for Smith, who now has 5 catches for 68 yards in the game. And we are still in the first quarter.
Everybody talks about Philadelphia kind of getting unbalanced between the pass run, but they're bringing in players to fit into this style of offense. And L.J. Smith, your tight end, you saw the athletic ability of him right there after the catch. They've got multiple guys on this offense that when you get them out in space after the catch can make yards.
First down on the 33. Good protection once again from McNabb, and the pass thrown underneath. Good for about 8 yards, and a penalty flag is down. It was L.J. Smith, and that was an 8-yard pickup pending the call.
We talked about the loss of Eric Johnson and what it means. You can see how important the tight end is to your quarterback. L.J. Smith off to a great start. Tim Rattay would love to have Eric Johnson healthy today.
Offsides against the 49ers. It'll be a first down for the Eagles. Between Terrell Owens and L.J. Smith, they have gained 177 yards, just those 2 receivers thus far.
Yeah, they haven't even gotten to Westbrook in the progression yet. Wait till he starts to find his fit in this offense this afternoon.
Offside, number 38, lined up in the neutral zone. Penalty is declined. Take the result of the play. 2nd down.
Penalty declined, and Mike Nolan looking to see number 38, and
he's going to be looking a long time.
Won't find one. They have a 28, Keith Lewis, not a 38. But who's counting? 2nd down and 2.
Doing a lot of different formations with Terrell Owens, getting him inside, keeping him inside.
There's the fade, and the play is broken up nicely. Lewis, the intended receiver, was defended by Shawntae Spencer. It was first down on that last play before the penalty was marked off. So now it'll be 3rd down and 2 for the Eagles.
when you have a guy like Terrell Owens and you can move him around the formation, that's when you get into your matchup problems. And for a defense, I mean, you've got to be so aware when you break the huddle, because you've got to find L.J. Smith, you've got to find Terrell Owens, you've got to find Brian Westbrook. And then you've got to get the right guys on them in coverage, because all three of those guys at any point can take the ball all the way for 6.
McNabb completed 8 in a row before that last incompletion. 3rd and 2 at the 25. McNabb getting a little pressure here, and the pass is incomplete, trying to go to Terrell Owens. It would have been enough for the first down, couldn't hold on. So 4th down coming up, and Akers will come on to try a field goal.
You see, he's off to such a great start, but you can see the frustration right there, and it's so important to keep those chains moving, give yourself an opportunity. You've really jumped out quickly on top of San Francisco, but one of the things a championship team has to do is put away opponents early. You don't want anybody hanging around just in case you have a turnover that results in a touchdown or a special teams play that results in a touchdown.
43-yard attempt for Akers with Floyd Detmer, the holder. And the kick is no good. It hit the upright and bounced out. So this has been a strange start for the normally accurate David Akers, who has missed 3 out of 4 so far this year.
That is unheard of. I mean, this is, I think, your 2nd most accurate active kicker in the NFL. I mean, you kind of put him right behind Anna Vinatieri of the New England Patriots as a guy you want out there in a critical kick.
And you brought out a great point. You know, you're up 14-0, and things look very good in the first quarter, but all you need is 1 touchdown to cut it to 14-7, and you do give the Niners a momentum. And this was a club that is really willing to pull out all the stops to try to get that score, as we saw last week with
shovel passes, flea flickers. You know, they're not afraid to dip into the archives of the playbook. And yeah, you don't want a team like this hanging around late in the game.
First down on the 33 after the 43-yard miss by Akers. Here is Barlow, and after a delay, moves up and picks up 4 yards. Javon Kearse making the stop on him. Under a minute remaining in the first quarter, Eagles in front 14-0.
And you look at it from the opposite side of that spectrum, and San Francisco takes the field as an offense that's really struggled entire first quarter. But, you know, we're not out of it yet. You know, Philadelphia hasn't really, you know, nailed it down. So hey, let's hang in there. Let's try and get something positive. And they also got to give their defense a rest. They only had 40-something snaps last week. They're off to a slow start again this week.
2nd down and 6 at the 37. Barlow can't get much going. Couple of yards for Kevin Barlow. And 3rd down coming up. Jim Johnson dialing up the defenses, and when he was looking at the 49ers offense, all he had to do was look at old films of the New Orleans Saints where Mike McCarthy was the defensive coordinator, and he was impressed with McCarthy. Time has run out, and after the first quarter, the Eagles lead the 49ers 14-0.
It didn't come gentle into the world.
And you're watching Fox Sports, broadcasting in HD and presented by DirecTV. Rethink TV. 14-0 in favor of the Eagles. 3rd down and 5 for the 49ers out of the shotgun. And Rattay's pass, and it is broken up. It was very close between Sheldon Brown and Arnaz Battle, but it was Brown had battled the battle and knocked it away, so it's 4th down and a punting situation.
You couldn't help yourself, could you?
I thought about it. So far, Mike Nolan's 49ers have run off 11 plays to 21 for the Eagles. So you talk about their defense being on the field a lot, and they're headed there again. Andy Lee will kick, and Dexter Wynn back at the 16 for the Eagles.
Puts them on pace for the same total as last week.
Didn't have the ball much then either. You mentioned statistical battle won by the Rams, turnover battle won by the Rams, game won by the Niners, and Adams with a great play, and Wynn is trapped inside the 10-yard line. So Adams, the hero defensively last week with that interception in the 4th quarter, makes a great special teams tackle.
McNabb, you know, I know he has that shirt with the Superman powers in it that's going to protect his chest, but I think he must have gave a nice incentive to this offensive line. They're doing a tremendous job of keeping the pressure off him. Right now, I'm about 15 yards behind him. No pressure on him at all. He's sort of like he's just standing back there trying to pick his receiver. He has a lot to pick and choose from and just running a nice, easy day offense. No pressure is what I can tell from down here.
No question, L.J. Smith already has a career high with 6 catches. 2nd down and 7 from the 12. McNabb with the slant to Westbrook in the 1st down. So everything the Eagles are trying almost is working. That is a 12-yard pickup to the 24, tackled by Spencer.
You really get yourself in trouble when you've got multiple weapons. That's Shawntae Spencer, your starting cornerback on Brian Westbrook, and he just kind of makes him look silly out there on a slant. You know, he's not the guy. You split a running back out and you think, well, he's just going to run a go route. He's going to do something down the field. Brian Westbrook can probably run every route in the Philly offense, so you got to be aware of him anywhere on the field.
That was his first catch of the game, Darrell, and a 1st down on the 24. And McNabb is going to run the ball, and Westbrook trying to break it outside, and does. Westbrook getting to midfield and tackled in 49er territory by Julian Peterson, who can run, and a big gain by Westbrook of 31 yards, and the Eagles in business again.
Well, we've seen L.J. Smith in the passing game, but if you're going to run on the perimeter, you got to have a good block by your tight end. Good position, good battle at the line of scrimmage with Julian Peterson. Gets a good lead block from Josh Perry. And there it is. You know, we talked about it. I think that this is a good team running on the perimeter. I don't know about them up inside. You get that zone scheme. Let Brian Westbrook stretch the defense and then pick where he wants to go.
So another 10 or more yard rush. And here is McNabb with plenty of time. He's going up top. And the pass is knocked away, intended for Greg Lewis. And Shawntae Spencer, you talked about his skills as a cornerback as he moved Rump to free safety, and he played that perfectly.
He really did, and he's one of those guys from last week that really played well in the secondary against the St. Louis Rams. He's in perfect position, a little bit of a trail there. Look at him look back to pick up the flight of the ball, and then a great play on the ball to knock it away from Greg Lewis.
And only the 5th incompletion in 18 attempts by Donovan McNabb.
They're going to want to keep his sternum bruised all season long if he plays this good with this injury.
Right now the Eagles, as you see the yards per play, have passed 21 times, run only 6. That's the way Andy Reid likes it. He's going to run this time to Westbrook and runs into a wall and is stopped by Andre Carter after a 3-yard pickup.
It's just hard because the people you have on your offense, even your offensive line, you know, I think the Eagles' offensive line, they're better pass blockers than they are run blockers. And you have some offenses that are like that. You look at the Baltimore Ravens, they're better run blockers than pass blockers. Andy Reid plays to the strength of his offensive group, and that is throwing the football down the field. And he doesn't hide, or you know, he's very open about the fact that, hey, I know my ratio is bad, but you know, that's what we do. This is what this offense is about.
You got to give some of the credit also to the San Francisco 49ers defensive line. They're doing a great job of playing the run, not getting muss on the pass rush, but
T.O. touchdown.
They are.
Flag is down. Penalty marker down. Back at the 30-yard line.
Illegal contact. Number 56, and the defense penalty is declined. Touchdown.
That's Brandon Moore. Illegal contact. The touchdown will count for 42 yards.
Again, they've got Terrell Owens in close on the formation, but watch the throw by Donovan McNabb, the touch that he has shown today on some of these throws. You had the one on the earlier drive to L.J. Smith on the sideline. He's got 2 defenders in pretty good position, and he drops it right over their shoulders to Terrell Owens.
5 catches, 143 yards, and 2 touchdowns already for Terrell Owens. David Akers giving the Eagles a 21-0 lead. And we have seen Owens do that before against Jeff Garcia and the Browns, against the Ravens. Now he's doing it against the Eagles, against the 49ers. Derek Smith, the 49er linebacker, said he was a bad apple when he was there. Selfish, promoted himself at the expense of the team. And T.O. this week said, I have no clue who Derek Smith is. Well, he's been an outstanding linebacker for many years. But Owens' answer, his second touchdown catch of the game, and it's 21-0.
You know, love him or hate him, you have to respect the way he plays when he puts his helmet on and gets out on the field on Sunday afternoons.
Well, we saw that in the Super Bowl after suffering the broken leg, coming back in 7 weeks to play against the Patriots. Maurice Hicks, returning the kickoff, fights his way close to the 30-yard line. And there is Akers holding on to the back of his thigh. Let's see if that's a problem.
This Ford 500, built for the road ahead.
$21-0, and not really surprising, Darryl, because the Eagles look like they responded from that Monday night tough game in the 49ers. Well, remember, they were still 2-14 last year.
Yeah, this was the potential that we had this afternoon. And, you know, they've answered some of the questions. You know, San Francisco, what do you want to be offensively? We want to be based around a strong running game. That hasn't materialized yet. And for the Philadelphia Eagles, is what happened on Monday just one of those freak things? Or were the distractions in the offseason affecting you more than people, or more than you wanted to let on? And there we go again. It doesn't seem to be the case.
Lito Shepherd. And he may get in there, but he is knocked out of bounds at the 2-yard line by Jeremy Newberry. A 34-yard interception return by Lito Shepherd, and that's the second turnover of the game. Eagle defense making its presence felt here in the first half.
Just a bad throw by Tim Rattay. He's got Johnny Morton there. He's trying to get it to the outside because he's got the coverage, but he puts it a little bit too far outside. Lito Shepherd's right there to pick the ball off and almost get 6 for the Philly defense.
First and goal, and the Eagles are going in again, apparently. So the 49ers continue the longest active NFL streak with a turnover, 24 straight games. First and goal at the 2. Westbrook goes in motion. McNabb has Westbrook. He's got the touchdown. 2-yard pass, so McNabb has thrown 3-4 today.
Here's Brian Westbrook right here. Watch how slow the motion is to get into him. Julian Peterson, you got to get going. He's already got you outflanked. You're beat because you've got receivers coming from the other direction to try and cloud your path to get out there. Slow reaction by Julian Peterson allows Brian Westbrook to win that route immediately.
And they're going to go for 2. And remember, we saw Akers limping off of the field before. So doesn't appear that he is ready to kick. So now they come back to talk to Andy Reid. And Reid may call a timeout here to discuss exactly what play they want to run. And here is Akers. And not sure what the injury was when he came off, but he's pointing to it right now on the stretcher.
Well, it looked like it might have been hamstring, up high in that hamstring. And boy, we've got a lot of kickers going down this season already. It's been a big issue throughout the first couple weeks of the season. Some of these, and the kickers are becoming more and more important every week, every season, as the parity shrinks it down and the margin of the victories becomes tighter and tighter. Philadelphia, David Akers has been a great weapon for them on their runs.
Remember Jason Hanson of the Lions, injured last week. So they are an important factor of the team. So they're getting ready for the 2-point conversion as Akers not able to kick.
You've got Coy Detmer out there. They were trying to get Mark Simoneau. I think Mark Simoneau is going to be your backup kicker. This is awesome.
Former Atlanta Falcon lost his starting job.
Oh, he's even going soccer style. Get out of here.
Maybe he played soccer as a kid. Here's the extra point.
Yeah.
And the kick is good.
I love it.
Mark Simoneau with the extra point. And it's 28-0. What an opening game this has been for the Eagles.
This here is the story of a gangster's rise to power.
I'm Carlito.
You're versatile. Watch what this linebacker does.
Troy, I know you can understand.
No problem. Automatic. And now we got Mike Bartram's going to be the kickoff guy. So they got specialists. You got Mark Semino. I'll handle all the field goals and extra points, but you got to do all the kickoffs,
You know,
Mike.
when Semino came in the game, I was thinking of Mike Vrabel at the Super Bowl. Maybe they had a 2-point conversion with him. And there is Bartram doing the best he can. And the kick fielded at the 19 by Otis Amy. Runs into his own man and now stopped at the 35-yard line. And right now for game break, let's return to JB.
Hey, Dick, an anemic Chicago offense looking to get points in other ways. Well, take a look here at Bobby Wade on this punt return here. Hey, you know what? We'll take the scores however we can get it. 73 yards. Bobby Wade takes it in. Bears looking to snap a 3-game losing streak to the Lions on top 17-6 in the second. Back to Dick Stockton.
We had Chicago last week, and they actually made Bobby Wade inactive to get Carl Ford up for his special teams. And I didn't know if that was such a great idea because Bobby took one back in the preseason, too. And the Chicago Bears, as JB mentioned, they're going to need points any way they can find them.
1st and 10 at the 35 for the 49ers. Tim Rattay, only 1 of 6, will hand off to Frank Gore, and a flag is down. So the 49ers mustering no offense today and a false start.
False start. Number 66. Offense.
Eric Heitman, the right guard, a 5-yard penalty.
First down.
So let's check what's been happening in this game by the numbers. We know the big one, 28-0. And in the rushing department, the Eagles have the big edge thanks to Westbrook.
But if you're a San Francisco 49er fan, the bad one, first downs, you might want to start turning away because they're going to start to get away from you right there. The rushing, relatively close, but everything else.
Well, it's 28-0, and you know where the numbers are going to lie. Gore remains in there, and here is Rattay gets hit, and the pass is incomplete. So pressure put on. Arnaz Battle covered by Sheldon Brown, and pressure put on by the Eagles. Again, the quarterback rating. Rattay had a great one, 141 last week. He's at 0 right now. And the 49ers committing 2 turnovers, the interception by Dhani Jones and Lito Shepherd, and they both resulted in touchdowns. 2nd and 15. San Francisco on their 30. They don't know what hit them today in their first road game. Here's Frank Gore with his best run and gets up to the 36-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 9 for the Niners.
Well, you know, the St. Louis Rams, they probably went back last Monday and watched that film and were trying to figure out how they lost that game. But you got to give credit where credit is due. And the San Francisco 49ers found a way to win. Sometimes it's not pretty, but that's not important, especially when you're trying to turn a franchise around like Mike Nolan is right now. He's got them headed in the right direction. At this point, this is a big bump in the road for this team, but Philadelphia has really come out, and they want to make amends for that performance against Atlanta last Monday night.
3rd down and 9. Rattay on the run, and the pass is no good. It's out of bounds, incomplete at the 45-yard line. Brandon Lloyd.
I think they're going to overrule it. They're going to say he was forced out and give him the catch.
Lito Shepherd on the coverage.
Once you rule force out, you can't go back and review it. So we'll see if they leave it open-ended so they can clean it up.
And it was about 8 or 9 yards. 9 would get them the first down. Tom White.
The ruling on the field that this is a catch with a force out, and it's a first down.
So the 49ers catch a break there, and a first down for them on the 45-yard line, and that was good with the officials helping each other.
Well, his knee is down anyways. I don't know. It's a question of whether Brandon Lloyd had possession at that point when his knee was on the sideline, but by them ruling force out, there is no review. They're better off to rule it incomplete and let Mike Nolan challenge it if he wanted to.
Less than 5 minutes gone by in the second quarter, and here comes the direct snap to Arnaz Battle. They showed that last week, but the Eagles, obviously studying it, the films, came up with an answer, and a gain of 1 or 2 yards as Darwin Walker and Andy Kalu pursued the play nicely. Battle, who were recruited at Notre Dame as a quarterback and wore actually Joe Montana's old number, 3.
See the direct snap. Here comes the pitch man around from the outside. Arnaz Battle looking for somebody to get it to there on the outside. But let me tell you, if you're going to go into your bag of tricks, it better be something new, because Jim Johnson is going to have his guys prepared for anything you did last week.
Second down and 9, and there is the quick to Battle. He gets by one defender, and Arnaz Battle getting about 7 yards or 8. Lito Shepherd first missed them, and they'll mark it down as a 6-yard pickup to the 49-yard line of the Eagles. Battle with a career high 5 catches. Third down. 49ers need 4 yards. This is the first time that the 49ers have gotten into Eagle territory this afternoon. And Rattay's pass, and it's picked off at the 40-yard line as the receiver slipped. And bringing the ball back to the 44-yard line is Brian Gardner. Check that. Roderick Hood. Roderick Hood on the interception. An easy one for him. He returns it 17 yards.
You see at the top of the route right there, Brandon Lloyd is going to the outside. It's thrown back behind him, and he slips. So I'm going to put that one on Tim Rattay. Both his interceptions have been throws that have gotten away from him. I don't know if that was a miscommunication, if he's just supposed to stop that and come back to the ball, but whatever the reason, whatever the cause, boy, they crossed into Philadelphia Eagle territory by 1 yard, and they got one play over there.
Well, you're saying the Eagles are playing like NFC champions. You say, well, they're playing the 49ers, but there was no guarantee that they would respond the way they have after that Atlanta loss. Play action for McNabb. All day to throw, and the pass caught at the 30 by Greg Lewis. It'll be a first down for the Eagles, a pickup of 13.
Well, you're trying to do a number of different things when you're defending this group. You want to bring pressure sometimes and try and disrupt the timing, make Donovan McNabb feel uncomfortable. That time, they elected to just rush 3 defenders and drop the other 8 guys back into coverage, but they generated no pressure. And it's going to be difficult to get it with 3, but you've got to get there a little while. There's too many weapons on the outside. Donovan McNabb is going to find somebody open.
He has thrown 4 touchdown passes on the delay to Westbrook, and he is wrestled down by Jeff Ulbrich. If you look at the quarterback comparison, Rattay completing only 3 passes, 2 on the last series. McNabb, great percentage, and over 250 yards and 4 touchdown passes. So Rattay struggling with 3 interceptions, and not all of them would be his fault. That was a 6-yard pickup, and it'll be second down and 4 for the Eagles on the 24 of San Francisco. Lamar Gordon deep in the backfield for Philadelphia. Here's Gordon. Driving for the first down. It'll be close. Knocked out of bounds by Ulbrich.
They had both the running backs out there at the same time. Actually had Brian Westbrook out in the slot, and knows how valuable it is to have a guy blocking out on the outside. He does a nice job. Matched up against the linebacker on the outside, helps Lamar Gordon turn the corner.
And it'll be close on the measurement. Remember, that yellow line is unofficial. Eagles have a first down. 28-0 in favor of the Eagles as they're trying to capitalize on the 3rd turnover of this first half by the 49ers. They were able to score touchdowns on the previous 2. And a field day thus far for number 5, McNabb, despite coming into the game with a bruised chest.
I think Tony might be right. I think that that stuff he's wearing underneath it kind of looks like a superhero symbol anyways. They must have some mojo in there.
Well, he is Superman the way he has gone so far. 1st and 10 at the 20. And the handoff to Westbrook, and nothing doing. And the 49ers, Julian Peterson was there to make the play. A loss of 5 yards on the play. Peterson glad to be back after missing most of last year with a torn Achilles tendon.
It's kind of that fluid defense again. There's Julian Peterson. He and Jeff Ulbrich, they're back and forth, freeze him up. It's an inside handoff right there. Good defense called at that time for that play by the San Francisco 49ers.
Second down and 15. Nearly 6.5 minutes remaining in the first half. In motion, Steven Spock, and rolling out and looking, McNabb. And the pass caught by Greg Lewis out of bounds. And maybe within a yard of the first down, a 14-yard pickup to Greg Lewis.
This is a good call by Andy Reid. This is Steven Spock, a backup tight end. Here's L.J. Smith, another tight end. Lamar Gordon's in as your running back. Brian Westbrook's not on the field. I'm thinking run. Good play action. Look at the flow of the San Francisco 49ers. They've got Terrell Owens deep on the sideline, and here comes Greg Lewis all the way across the field from the other side. Andy Reid is getting into that rhythm that he talked about. You see, you drag that guy all the way across the field, and he comes right into Donovan McNabb's line of sight on that boot.
3rd down and 1. McNabb's pass caught, first down by L.J. Smith. Already a career gain for Smith. He picks up 8 yards there, and Smith with his 7th catch of the game, 1st and goal.
Now you got him split out wide, bring him back in on a little bit of motion. He's matched up against Tony Parrish there, but comes in, runs a little whip route, and then he's got a cornerback coming over the top to help him out. Just too many guys. I mean, Ahmed Plummer's your starting corner. He's inside working on your tight end. Well, it's got to give you fits as a defense trying to slow these guys down. You're not going to stop them, but just to slow them down.
And we thought that the Eagles' problems, if any, today would be on the offensive side of the ball. It hasn't. Of course, they have benefited by 3 turnovers. Handoff to Westbrook, being chased by Julian Peterson, and finally is tackled by Jamie Winborn. So I'll tell you what, the 49ers may be down 28-0, but their defense keeps coming. That was a 9-yard loss.
No, they believe in what Mike Nolan is preaching. They bought into it real early, and they believe there is not going to be any quit in these guys. Julian Peterson comes in. He's chasing him around. Jamie Winborn gets his helmet taken off, and he's not slowing down. Look at that. He lowers his head without the helmet. You're up 28-0, but you better be ready to play all 60 minutes. These guys are trying to turn this thing around, and you're not going to get any quit from them. Mike Nolan will not accept that.
2nd and goal, back on the 12-yard line. And McNabb getting flushed from the pocket, loses the ball. Fumble and a tussle for the ball. And Marcus Douglas battling Trey Thomas. And it's going to come out in the hands of the 49ers. It was Marcus Douglas, the former Baltimore Raven, who played under Mike Nolan there, who makes the recovery after Anthony Adams forced the turnover.
Donovan McNabb's trying to switch the ball, just kind of loses it. Marcus Douglas is right there. The way they beat the St. Louis Rams last week was their red zone defense. They were outstanding once St. Louis got into that part of the field. And 2 big plays right there. They stuff the running play to Brian Westbrook, turn it into a negative yardage situation, force Philadelphia back into the passing game, and then create the turnover.
So a loss of 14 yards and a sack, and they get the ball back when the Eagles had 1st and goal. So the 49ers with 4:14 remaining in the first half give the ball to Frank Gore, the rookie from Miami, turning the corner, and Dawkins pushes him out of bounds after a good game. Now, you may be wondering about David Akers, who missed a field goal and came off nursing a hamstring pull, and that is what he has right now. His return is questionable.
That's going to be a tough one because he came off the field. He was grabbing it up high, so boy, that could be a big blow for the Philadelphia Eagles. He's been a big part. He's off to a slow start this year. But let me tell you, it's going to be tough to find a kicker out there on the market right now because there have been so many injuries around the league.
2nd and 4 at the 32. 6-yard pickup, and again, Gore. And Gore may be a yard short. Gain of 3.
Guys, good to hear you. You guys have been doing a great job there, but I'm back.
Actually, it's better to hear you. I know you've been able to hear us all the time.
I'm back. You guys are doing a good job there. We're watching a pretty good game down here. San Francisco, you mentioned about their defense doing a great job and getting this turnover, and now their offense is trying to put something together. I know they want to establish the run, but they got to understand they're down by 28 points. And I think, looking back at Tim Rattay and watching his 2 interceptions, I think he's trying to rush the ball and trying to force it in, Moose, more on the field here than maybe you guys could see because of the pressure he's getting from the Philadelphia's defense.
Well, it's never an enviable position to be in when you're out there against this Eagle defense, and that's Mike McCarthy, the offensive coordinator, came up from the New Orleans Saints. But here's a big thing. You know, that's 3rd and short. You're trying to get more opportunities, and you know, if you want to have that strong running game, you've got to be able to convert those.
And measuring, Gore is going to be short by a yard, so it will be 4th down. Mike Nolan's team trailing with about 3 minutes remaining in the half, 28-0. But you don't get the first down, and it turns into a disaster early. 28-0, as you said, you want to hang in there. You never know when a turnover occurs, so Andy Lee is on to punt. Dexter Wynn goes back deep.
That was back at 14-0 now. I don't know what you do at 28-0. You hope it doesn't get any more out of hand.
Dexter Wynn. Flag down. And Wynn is brought down at the 35-yard line by Mike Adams, but there's a flag back at the 20. Tom White with a long run back to the 35-yard line to explain the call.
Holding, number 34, during the return. It's a 10-yard penalty. First down.
Reno Mahe, number 34, right here.
Reno Mahe, one of their real good special teams player, backup running back, does a lot of different things, really fits that mold of the Philadelphia Eagle running back. Good in the running game, but very flexible in the passing game.
Well, tomorrow night on Fox, catch an all-new episode of TV's biggest new thriller, Prison Break. Escape is only the beginning. Tomorrow night at 9, 8 Central, right here on Fox. And, of course, we all take a look at shows. We enjoy many of them, but I think Prison Break is something special. Just we had an opportunity to take a look at one of the episodes. And a very effective show. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Back on their 14-yard line following the penalty with 2:43 to go in the half. Brian Westbrook off the left side and picks up about a yard.
Philadelphia's got to maintain their momentum, because I think that they would really like to be able to get Donovan McNabb out of this game at some point. And the more they continue to play at this level and get ahead of the San Francisco 49ers, maybe they can get him on the sideline, prevent any opportunity for him to re-aggravate that injury that was such a concern this week.
There you see some of the overflow throng here in Philadelphia. Pretty good vantage point up there, as a great crowd on hand for the home opener for the NFC defending champions, trying to come back after the loss to Atlanta. You know, the Falcons feel very good about themselves after that win, and the Eagles licking their wounds, trying to even their record. But so far, they look like they have responded in kind. 2-minute warning, 28-0 the score.
Fox NFL Sunday is sponsored by DLP Picture Technology.
Johnston, Tony Siragusa. What an entrance for the mascot today.
We're trying to talk Tony into doing this.
No chance. He was actually trying to get me yesterday or Friday at practice, saying, yeah, you could do this. This can hold up to 2 tons, this cable. Like, it might hold up to 2 tons. I don't know if it's going to hold me.
Come on, little big man.
Not me.
2 minutes remaining, and Jason Jennings. Jonas Jennings, the tackle for the 49ers. Leaving the field, former Buffalo Bill. And he is hurt. That won't help the banged-up offensive line much. 2nd and 7 on the 17-yard line. Lamar Gordon pushing the pile, and Gordon gets to the 23-yard line. 5 or 6 yards on the play, with Isaac Sopoaga making the tackle.
This is a good opportunity for Philadelphia also to work on this running game and, you know, take some time off the clock. Realize that in certain situations during the course of the season, you don't want to be out there in an offense that's real heavily reliant on the pass because of the clock stop situations. You know, you want to be able to take time off the clock, take a possession or a series away from your opponent. So we'll see what goes on in the second half as they come out. See if they get a little bit more imbalance with their run-pass ratio.
3rd down and 1, and I guess Mike Nolan would say Maple Leaf, the score is 0-0, and let's just play football. Here's Westbrook. He's got the first down inside the 30-yard line, and a flag is down. Penalty marker down.
Hank Fraley, I think, is going to get an unnecessary roughness down there trying to light somebody up around the pile. They've been watching that for a couple of years. This is a team that was notorious for it.
11-yard pickup pending the call. Last week, the 49ers gave up 405 yards. As you mentioned, outgained by a huge margin, but they didn't let the Rams get into the end zone.
Holding, number 86, offense, 10-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
That's Reggie Brown, the wide receiver, rookie, called for holding.
I thought they were going to get Hank with that little shove right there at the end of the play.
Hank's doing little nasty bad things down here.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of that in him.
Standing around the pile with him.
There's the total defense, and 405 last week, and the Eagles already up to 334 against the 49ers. And we have a minute left in the first half. Lamar Gordon into the game. 3rd down and 2 for the Eagles. In front 28-0. The 49ers have been in Philadelphia territory only once, and that was briefly in this game. Here's Gordon. And Gordon very close to the first down. Coming up on the Visa halftime report, JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy will have scores and highlights from around the league, and the Fox Sports ticker has up to the second scores and stats. So the clock runs. 45 seconds remaining in the half. Eagles in front of the 49ers 28-0. The 49ers beat the Eagles 2 years ago here in Philadelphia. 49ers managing a 1-7 road record in each of the last 2 years. Lewis coming in motion. And Westbrook breaks a tackle, gets a first down, and drives his way out to the 44-yard line. So all the weapons coming through today. Terrell Owens with a couple of touchdown receptions. 18 yards on that clip for Westbrook. And a timeout called by the Eagles, so they are not finished on the day. Westbrook, by the way, 65 yards in this first half.
Well, that is an interesting call by Andy Reid.
8 seconds on the clock.
Donovan McNabb normally would have the arm strength to probably get you a shot into the end zone from here. But with the injury, you know, I don't know if you really want him to get back there and take a big heave. So,
well, you know, Mark Simoneau's a great kicker, but that was only an extra point. I don't think he'll try one from 40.
Well, 40. I mean, we're going the other way. He's going to have to make this one from what, 67?
Right.
We're going for the record. First day on the job, go set an NFL record.
18 completions. So very accurate first half for McNabb, and a passer rating through the roof.
But why isn't that perfect? I mean, Roethlisberger was perfect last week, and I mean, to me, that's perfect.
8 seconds to go, and Westbrook changing directions, and that should do it. And that is the end of the first half. The Philadelphia Eagles lead the San Francisco 49ers by a score of 28-0. Fox NFL Sunday will continue with the Visa halftime report after these messages and a word from your local Fox station.
Here she is. I don't know what's wrong with her.
That's what they ran into. They ran into a very talented, hot team that was on a mission. Just come out and play the second half. Don't give up. Keep working. We've got a plan in place. We know it's effective. We sold you on it. You got to prove to us that you believe it with your performance this second half.
And it's good to see David Akers out there ready to kick off and begin the second half. The 49ers will get the ball first. Otis Amy and Maurice Hicks are back deep for the 49ers. And Akers with the kickoff. It is short. And Amy, the rookie from Sacramento State, the first time he touched the ball, he returned a punt for a touchdown over 70 yards and a good return out to the 43-yard line. Tony Siragusa, what do you have?
Guys, got a chance to talk to Mike Nolan on the way in. Asked him about the situation. He says, well, you know, this is the best time for me to go and evaluate my players and see what they're really made of. One question that I really had that I asked him and didn't respond to is you have a #1 draft pick in Alex Smith, and Tim Rattay's really struggling a little bit with 2 interceptions. Are we going to see him? And he sort of just looked at me and smiled. So it's not we can't cancel that out that we won't see him here in the second half.
Or else he was smiling at you to say you're nuts. Who knows? But we'll see. First down on the 43-yard line, and Rattay's first pass is caught by Arnaz Battle, and a first down inside the 45-yard line, a pickup of 13 yards on the play. And of course, as we know, Alex Smith, the #1 pick in the draft out of Utah, was named the starting quarterback when the camp started by Mike Nolan. And they said, gee, it's going to be in the rookie's hands. His team won only 2 games last year, but during preseason, Tim Rattay took hold, and he got the nod last week. First down, and Rattay to Barlow out of the backfield, and Barlow picks up about 5 yards. Let's take a look at the halftime numbers, heavily favoring the Eagles.
Well, yeah, at 28-0, you know that's going to be the situation. Even the Eagles even rushed for almost 100 yards in the first half, so everything's going their way. You know, the disappointing thing for the 49ers is the turnovers. You know, you can't make mistakes with a team like Philadelphia.
And if you're a fantasy player, McNabb has 4 touchdowns. That's pretty good. T.O. has 2 touchdown passes. L.J. Smith has a grab, as does Westbrook. For the latest fantasy stats, log on to foxsports.com. And right now, Barlow dives to about the 37-yard line, picks up 2 more yards with Jeremiah Trotter making the tackle. Patrick Estes, who was picked on the 7th round out of the University of Virginia, number 78, has replaced the injured Jonas Jennings at left tackle. We saw Jennings come off the field before intermission. Remember, he's wearing a sleeve on an injured knee. So that has been, as we mentioned, a banged up left side of the offensive line, including the center. So here are the 49ers. 3rd down and 3. And Rattay's pass, it's caught by Battle, and he has enough for the first down. The forward progress will get him to the 33-yard line. Lito Shepherd on the defense, but a pickup of 6.
Very fortunate not to get a bigger hit on Tim Rattay, because here comes your 2 blitzers in this area right here. They've only got 1 running back in protection. Keith Adams kind of gets caught up in the wash a little bit. Justin Smiley's trying to come off and help, but Kevin Barlow needed to get up inside, take the most dangerous man, because I don't think he was accounted for with the offensive line on the left side.
Rattay is now 5 of 12 for 37 yards. There is the story on Jonas Jennings, may return, and he went to the hospital for further observations. Kevin Barlow stopped quickly by Dhani Jones after picking up a pair. Nearly 3 minutes have elapsed here in the 3rd quarter. Philadelphia quiet. They were excited early, and the Eagles responded, taking a 28-0 lead. Donovan McNabb with 4 TD strikes. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Dick Stockton, Darrell Johnston, and the Goose, Tony Siragusa, downstairs. Barlow has gained 31 yards on 9 attempts on the swing pass, cannot handle it. And 3rd down is coming up. There you see the number 72 on the helmets. Talk about various distractions. Talk about a serious tragedy. As Thomas Herrion, the guard, passed away due to a heart ailment on August the 20th after a preseason game, and that was very difficult to come out of.
That's the ultimate tragedy in life and in professional sports, to lose a member of your family, lose a teammate. And you know, I tell you what a class organization, the way the 49ers handled it. Their first priority was Thomas Herrion's family.
Rattay goes down, sacked by Darwin Walker, and a loss of 9 on the play. So for the Eagles, that's their first time getting to the quarterback today.
Well, when you've got you know, your front line is banged up all over across the board. You know, Jonas Jennings, your big free agent, is out. He's gone. You've got the other guys in there are casted hands, bad this, bad that. That nobody's 100%, and you're going against a very, very aggressive defensive front. They're really going to have to shore things up. Tim Rattay, you don't want him getting beat up today.
Andy Lee with the kick on 4th down. Dexter Wynn will let it bounce, and the 49ers will down into the 3. Back to Herrion. It was Mike Nolan said, look, it's all about the family, and that's where we direct all our energies. And it got through.
These low fares to your favorite vacation destination start at just $49. Book yours at southwest.com.
BK is making NFL history. Now every Angus rapper scores a free day of NFL Sunday Ticket from DirecTV.
Okay, you shave early, but your date isn't until 7 p.m. So what do you think your beard's doing? Taking a nap? It's not. That's why there's the new Schick Quattro Midnight. Its 4 blades give you an incredibly close shave, keeping you smooth into the night. The new Schick Quattro Midnight. The power of 4.
We started it, we're ending it. September 30th is your absolute last day to get Chevy employee pricing for everyone on most 05 and 06 full-size trucks. From the family of Chevy trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road, and the #1 selling cars, trucks, and SUVs in America. Right now, get a 2006 Silverado 1500 regular cab WT for under $16,200. See your local Chevy dealer.
This telecast. Fox NFL Sunday is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 40.
Nearly 4 minutes gone by in the third quarter. The Eagles with the ball inside their 5-yard line will start on the 3. In front 28-0. Julian Peterson. Line up anywhere. He's a force defensively, but McNabb is getting good protection. Steven Spock, undrafted rookie from Fresno State, making the reception. An 8-yard pickup with Jeff Ulbrich, the linebacker, preventing the first down.
Well, you just plug people into this system and let it go. Chad Lewis, their tight end for several years here in Philadelphia, with a broken foot last year, unable to get back, not on the roster. Steven Spock comes in, takes his place, and we're starting to see where Philadelphia is really at its best, when they're really distributing the ball to all their multiple weapons today. And Donovan McNabb doing a great job of getting everybody involved in this offense.
You said we're going to go back to basics, move the chains, have a lot of balance, and they've done exactly that as Brian Westbrook, short of the first down, picking up 2 yards. And when things really explode in your face, as it did for the Eagles offense on Monday night against the Falcons, the best thing to do is to go back and simplify things, and then maybe then you can expand it as the season wears on.
Go back to what you do best, and it's very difficult early in the year because you don't know what to expect from your opponents, and especially that opener. Nobody's going to show what they're going to do in preseason. They're going to hold back a lot of stuff, so a lot of uncertainty going into that first game. And actually the Eagles face a little bit of that today going up against San Francisco, especially against their offense, because they didn't see a whole lot last week in that group.
Lamar Gordon is stopped for a loss by Ulbrich and Brian Young, and they'll mark it no gain.
Well, you heard Tony talking to Mike Nolan, and he wants to find out about his players. Jeff Ulbrich does a good way finding his way all the way through that big mess to get to the ball carrier. But this is a franchise that's in transition. You're trying to find the cornerstones, the foundations of what you want to build as you move forward. And that's going to be key today as he evaluates his players in this situation.
Kirk Johnson coming back from the hernia surgery in his first game last week, and Otis Amy stopped at the 45-yard line. Quentin Michael on the special teams tackle. Will be right back.
Guys, this is a Silverado half-ton crew. Vortec powered. Now tows Ford and Dodge. Paper flowers? Tin cans? Come on. I love weddings.
Chevy Silverado, an American revolution.
Sprint Business is reinventing the yes man, turning the yes man into someone who can work from almost anywhere. And now that Sprint and Nextel have come together, you can work in and out of the office more efficiently, the way 96% of the Fortune 1000 already do. So saying yes from just about anywhere with speed and confidence makes me a yes man. I'm a yes man.
With Sprint Business, you can make just about any place a workplace. Yes, you can.
So what seems to be the problem?
Well, I think he's in shock.
What happened?
Well, there's this promotion on his bottle of Coors Light, and he won 2 tickets to the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl tickets? With this bottle? I see.
Give me that bottle. Give me that bottle!
Grab a Coors Light for your chance to win playoff tickets or even a trip to the Super Bowl.
It's okay. I'm a doctor.
Teachers are so important because they can really impact our kids for the future. Nominate your favorite teacher for NFL Teacher of the Year. Go to jointheteam.com.
Fox NFL Sunday is sponsored by Chevy, the new Chevrolets, an American Revolution.
And welcome back to Philadelphia, where the Eagles headed toward evening their season record of 1-1, lead 28-0 49ers with a first down on their 43-yard line. Terry Jackson, number 22, has come in the game at running back, and the pass is caught by Randy Lloyd on the quick, a 4-yard pickup by Lloyd, and not much to show for the 49ers offensively, but here's what they've done. Rattay has thrown for 36 yards and 3 interceptions. Barlow, 31 yards on 9 carries, and Arnez Battle, 2 catches, 18 yards. Measly for Mike McCarthy, and remember, he put up some big numbers and had some great weapons in New Orleans.
Yeah, but that's the thing, the personnel. I mean, the players are what's going to make this offense successful, and you can't compare what he had down in New Orleans working with this system.
On second down, here is Terry Jackson again on the screen, and he has a first down. So the 49ers move the sticks. Mike Patterson making the tackle, a pickup of 7 yards to the 46 of the Eagles.
And just, you know, you talked about the Eagles going back to what they do best after Monday night and starting the game with that. And that needs to be San Francisco's approach right here. You find yourself in a very difficult situation, but go back to what you feel is your strongest part of your offense right now. And they've had a couple of nice drives here. They're sputtering. They need somebody to step up and make a big play for this group.
First down, and Rattay on the dash and throws the ball away. Did not have Chris Hetherington open. That's the man he wanted to go to.
Guys, just watching from down here, Javon Kearse on the outside. Knows it's going to be a pass every time. Gets down there, and somehow they get somebody in front of him. A guy, Steve Bush, chipping. They're trying to frustrate him as much as possible, but it's frustrating as a defensive end when you know it's going to be a pass getting down there and trying to get them stats padded, but it just ain't working today.
If you're going to go out and try and put a running back on Javon Kearse, and if you're going to cut him, Frank Gore's got to get him. He's got to get him on the ground. I mean, he's too athletic. He'll run down any quarterback in the NFL.
Gore went in motion, and the pass is caught by Arnez Battle, and Battle with a good run after the catch and gets some yardage. A first down inside the 30. Michael Lewis, the strong safety, on the tackle, and 18 yards picked up by the 49ers. And right now all they want to do is get some points. As you see, Tim Rattay, 2 for 9 and only 13 yards, 3 picks in the first half, and seems to get it going here in the third.
They're getting a little bit of a rhythm in here, and they're starting to get some positive plays. And but they still, you know, the NFL now, you talk to coordinators, it's about getting chunks of yards. It's very difficult to string together these multiple play drives and get down the field and get points.
First down, and Rattay goes down. Lito Shepard on the cornerback blitz coming in, and that will be the second sack of the game for Philadelphia as Rattay and the Niners lose 8.
There's Lito Shepard right there. He's going to come from the left side, bringing 2 to one side. You've got both your running backs going the other way. Now, I don't know if Frank Gore made a mistake right there because he went to the same side as Chris Hetherington, and that allowed the overload blitz, which is bringing more blitzers than blockers on that side. And you wonder if Frank Gore maybe needed to be going to his right if that wasn't a breakdown in protection.
Well, you got to guess right against Jim Johnson and his multitude of blitzes. Second down and 18. And here is Rattay, and on the screen pass, Kevin Barlow trying to juke his way. And Barlow does a terrific job of getting down to the 21-yard line. 15 yards, and most of them made after Barlow made the catch. Rookie Trent Cole out of the University of Cincinnati playing the defensive line, making the tackle.
Well, Kevin Barlow, he showed great patience on that play because he had a blitzer coming right into his face, and he doesn't panic. He knows it's a screen. He knows that they've got it covered. The blitz is going to come right here, and watch how he just kind of very patient, slips to the inside, lets Dhani Jones go by, knows what the design of the play is, and knows he's not in trouble.
Third down and 3. 49ers have to get to the 18-yard line. Pressure coming from the right side, and this pass is caught. Let's see where the forward progress is. Steve Bush playing a tight end position, veteran of many seasons, and right on that imaginary yellow line, Dhani Jones covering on the play. And we may have a measurement here to see whether the 49ers pick up another first down. And you know, Darrell, you mentioned about long drives and how risky they are because you may have a penalty or a turnover, and you're really rolling the dice by just trying to go stick by stick down the field.
No, you saw Philadelphia on Monday night with just some illegal formation penalties. That's just a 5-yard penalty, but it totally disrupts your rhythm. And Andy Reid talked about not establishing that rhythm. But I don't put all the blame on Andy Reid and his play calling. They had some breakdowns and some missed assignments early in that game that were kind of derailing them. And at some point, you got to have your chunks. And Philadelphia has done that today with some big plays in the passing game. San Francisco unable to do that.
First down, pump fake, Rattay overthrowing Brandon Lloyd in the end zone. He had to beat Lito Shepherd. So it'll be 2nd down and 10, but the 49ers at least down this close to the goal line for the first time.
Yeah, this is new for them. A nice double move right there. Really gets Lito Shepherd to bite on that slant route. That's a great opportunity, a missed opportunity for the 49ers. Tim Rattay, you're not going to get many of those. When they show up, you got to take advantage of it.
2nd and 10, 3 wide receivers, and the veteran Johnny Morton coming back from concussion in motion to the right, and the pass. Morton makes the catch inside the 15-yard line. He'll be about 5 or 6 yards short of the first down. Dhani Jones, who has an interception in this game. Eagles have benefited from 3 turnovers, scoring touchdowns on 2 of them. 3rd and 6. Tim Rattay in his 6th season. And here they come. Dawkins on the pressure and hitting Rattay and knocking him down. No chance there. Arnaz Battle was in the end zone. But Brian Dawkins, who missed some of the action with a twisted ankle last week against the Falcons, came in untouched.
He's your guy that walked in, and there's your situation with a new guy in the lineup. Patrick Estes, you've got to take the inside guy. You got to know that you've got 2 coming. You can't pick it up, so go to the most dangerous man, which is going to be the inside guy, which became Brian Dawkins in that situation.
So you got to give a little bit to Dawkins, too, finding that opening, Moose. I mean, there was nothing there from what I saw. He just popped right through.
Joe Nedney with a 32-yard attempt to give the 49ers points, and he does. 32-yard touchdown. People may say, why not go for it? Well, you got to get 3 before you get on when you're down by that many.
Anything positive?
I don't want to ever see us play the way we played last week.
No, sir.
Yes, never. Sir. I didn't sleep good last week. You shouldn't have either. We're going to do a better job Friday night, okay? All right, let's go to work.
High school football is important because we're teaching boys to become men. Those men are going to be the husbands. They're the workers. They're the things that's going to drive America.
State championships, state championships. What we looking for? State championships.
Back this way, come on. Back this way.
One more time, ready. Come on, you gotta get out of there. You're going to get run over.
It's going to get tough, so you might as well learn that it's 4th down and inches all the time. It's 3 downs and plop all in your life. You got to keep your head up because you never know when you're going to break.
We're not trying to wear you down. We're trying to get your legs ready for Friday night. Everybody understand that?
Yes, sir.
We'll never see that again, right?
No, sir.
That's all I want to hear.
The man who thinks he can and the man who thinks he can't are both right. Which one are you, son? Which one are you?
Introducing the all-new Chevy Impala. Available with the powerful 303 horsepower small block V8 that delivers a remarkable 28 miles per gallon highway. It's a whole new animal. Chevy Impala, an American revolution.
Arrested Development's nominated for 11 Emmys, but some of you aren't watching. What's your excuse? Were you attacked by a dog? Locked in a box? Hit by a car?
Okay. Should.
No excuses. Watch Arrested Development on its new night. Season premiere tomorrow at 8/7 Central on Fox.
Earlier, we told you some of the ways you can contribute to hurricane relief. Well, this is NFL Hurricane Relief Weekend. The Bush Clinton Katrina Fund. To pledge, call 1-888-635-5944 or www.bushclintonkatrinaFund.org. This is the big weekend, and of course, the NFL very much active, as well as Nedney kicking into the end zone and a touchback. 28-3, the Eagles lead, and they'll get the ball when we return.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm waiting.
Come on, let's go.
Where?
Over there. What's your name?
Jerry.
Jerry, you know what a skid plate is for? Off-road stabilizer bars? A locking rear differential? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Jerry!
Chevy Silverado, an American revolution.
For 20 years, Anheuser-Busch has sponsored TV ads encouraging adults to drink responsibly. We've also been committed to fighting underage drinking. We've developed programs to help parents talk with their children about not drinking. As parents, you have the greatest influence over your teens' decisions. Please join the men and women who brew, sell, and serve America's beers in encouraging teens to make good choices. Together, we can win this fight.
A message from the families of Anheuser-Busch. Responsibility matters.
2 letters, TV. Simple, right? Except these days there's HD TV, ED TV.
We could get an LCD TV.
If we don't get help, we'll end up with NOTV.
I guess you're just what I need.
The Extreme TV Makeover is going on now at Circuit City. All digital TVs $499 and up are on sale now. Plus no interest for 24 months on all TVs $499 and up. Circuit City.
Fox NFL Sunday is sponsored by Chevy. The new Chevrolet is an American revolution. By NikeGridiron.com. By Circuit City for the hottest new technology. Think Circuit City. Just what I needed. And by Chase. Now you can earn double rewards on everyday purchases. Love the double from Chase.
Well, the Philadelphia Phillies in the wild card fight. The Eagles trying to go 1-1. The Philadelphia offensive leaders, Donovan McNabb, brilliant game with 4 touchdown passes despite the bruised chest. Brian Westbrook has gained 69 yards. T.O. 5 catches for 143. L.J. Smith, the tight end, a career high with 7 grabs. First down for McNabb, and the pass incomplete, trying to go to Terrell Owens. McNabb, by the way, thrown for 4 touchdowns, in case you're wondering, 6 times in his career. And his best ever was last year against the Packers when he threw for 5 scores.
It's amazing to see some of the things he's done when he's been in situations. You remember the game against the Arizona Cardinals when he finished the game with a broken leg and had just a huge day. And then today, a lot of concern coming into this game. You know, would this affect him? New shoulder pads, the injury. And it seems like he's just able to concentrate and work right through all that.
Second down and 10. And this pass is caught by Greg Lewis. Tell you what, I have a lot of respect for Donovan McNabb not taking sides in the T.O. duel that has been going on. But Donovan McNabb has told us the other day that he learned from his father early that you have to stay above the fray. Don't get involved. Don't side with one side or another. It takes a lot of self-discipline to do it the way he's done, not getting into, you know, a back-and-forth match with Owen.
Yeah, great information from his parents. You know, be true to yourself. Everybody is not going to like you, but, you know, just stay true, be yourself, and they will respect you. And it's very difficult for a guy in a high-profile position to be able to do that, and he's done a tremendous job.
Here comes pressure on McNabb, and the pass is caught for the first down by Reggie Brown, the second-round pick out of Georgia. You know, they lost Todd Pinkston for the year and hope Brown can start to fill the bill. Gain of 27 yards, but what a difference a week makes for Donovan McNabb as far as the protection.
Yeah, Super Bowl 39 in the opener this season. You know, 3 turnovers, 8 knockdowns, the sacks. This week, only sacked twice, 1 turnover. you know, it's not an uncommon formula around the league. You make the quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket, create some doubt with the protection up front, and you can derail a very high-powered offense like this Philadelphia Eagles group.
And there is David Akers, who had to come out of the game in the first half with a hamstring pull. And he allowed Mark Simoneau to kick an extra point.
I don't agree with this. I'd have him sitting down right now. You don't want damage done where he's going to be out for the year.
Pro football. A game for the ear and the eye. A 3-hour carnival of color, sound, and action.
NFL Sunday Ticket provides the most NFL games anywhere, up to 200 in total, and it's only available from DirecTV.
For the player, victory makes the game glorious. For the fan, glory is the game.
Sign up now and get 4 free months of DirecTV's best programming package. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
This is astounding. 7 medals in a row. What's his secret? What's he doing so differently?
Still going. Energizer. Keeps going and going and going and going.
With so much more to see, shouldn't you be watching it on the Aquas Liquid Crystal television? From Sharp.
Back here in Philadelphia, 28-3 the score. And if I were hosting a talk show, my first guest would be Daryl Moose Johnston, because he has a new book out called Watching Football. And I have to tell you that it's a terrific book. I had a chance to read The Galleys, because not only does it explain the game where you would understand, talks about the memories that Daryl has, and he goes into history of football. It has everything in it. Good book.
Yeah, you're not going to learn how to play the game, but, you know, hopefully to watch the game, and we were able to get into some things a little bit deeper than we do during the course of the broadcast. So hopefully when you're done with it, you just know a little bit more about this great game.
Flipping it out to Brian Westbrook, and a first down out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. Winborn on the chase, pickup of 17 yards. So the Eagles driving with 2:46 remaining. Watching football, discovering the game within the game. Daryl Moose Johnston, and you know, I think everyone out there, and you know, I have to tell you that I've covered football myself as a reporter for over 30 years. You learn a lot.
Well, thank you. Thank you. It was kind of hard to balance, you know, not talking down to the people who know the game well and not talking over the head of the people who are just starting to follow this and try and figure this game out.
Westbrook with a couple of nifty moves. Brian Westbrook gets down to the 10-yard line. 20-yard pickup. Tony Barish finally makes the stop. That was Westbrook at his best, Darryl.
Well, he took something that was really dead in the backfield and made it into a huge positive play. You see right there, that play is kind of stuffed into the backfield. Boy, he makes Mike Rumph miss right there. When he gets out into the open space, he is so dangerous. But it was just such a tough start right there. You see Anthony Adams, he kind of pushes the line of scrimmage back, but Brian Westbrook, great vision, great feet. He gets into the open field. He is dangerous.
89 yards for Westbrook, averaging nearly 6 yards a carry. Lamar Gordon now comes in. He's got some power, and Gordon stopped at the 6-yard line by Julian Peterson and once again Tony Parrish. 4-yard pickup for Gordon, the former Miami Dolphin. And it'll be second down and goal. There is Westbrook, who has 89 yards, and Gordon has 27, but in total yards, with Westbrook on the receiving end, 120 plus a TD catch.
They have really quietly done a good job running the football today. They're 11 yards shy of 100 yards rushing, and you know, Donovan has been so good passing the football around everybody that we've kind of overlooked that fact, and that was a question coming in.
They spread him out. Westbrook back in there. Donovan McNabb fires. It's caught, and it is a touchdown. So give it to Greg Lewis. What a play. A multitude of receivers for Donovan McNabb. 5th touchdown pass of the game, and that ties his best set against the Packers last year. A 6-yard toss to Greg Lewis.
Well, this is just a great catch by Greg Lewis. Donovan McNabb just gets enough time by escaping from Jeff Ulbrich right there, moves a little bit to his right, has the opportunity to get this ball off, but watch the finish. Ahmed Plummer thinks he's got an interception. Greg Lewis goes up and steals it from him.
Now you see it, now you don't. David Akers with the extra point, and the Eagles have opened up a 35-3 lead. McNabb. Injury? 5 TD passes.
Imagine you're an NFL quarterback. It's snowing. You're down by 6. Playoff spots on the line. You're on the road. Your thumb is throbbing. You see the blitz coming. Still think you can play quarterback?
Madden NFL 2006.
Rated E for everyone.
Now on PSP, PlayStation Portable. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Hey, Bob here with my surfing pal, Andy Irons, who's chowing down on Quizno's new Cabo Chicken Sub. Look at that thing, Andy. So much deli-sliced chicken, savory bacon, and cheddar, all oven toasted. It's like a 50-foot wave of tastiness.
The guacamole and chipotle mayo are also pretty banging. Too bad you can't have one, little kahuna.
Too bad you can't have one, little kahuna.
The new Cabo Chicken Sub, just $2.99, only at Quiznos.
Wow, just $2.99.
Quiznos. Toasty.
Here's Akers getting ready to kick off. Tony, I know you don't talk much about kickers, but you got to be surprised. Well, do it this time for us.
You know, did he come out and he kicked a nice ball there? Came out at halftime, Akers, and looked like he was a little bit hurt. I don't know if Darryl and Darryl were talking while the break was on about should he be out there kicking right now or should you rest him?
Otis Amy returning that kick to the 32.
I think you got to rest him. You're taking the potential of hurting him even more, and whether he's going to have to sit out a few weeks. This game's well in hand. He doesn't need to be kicking extra points. Mark Simoneau did a good job. I want to see him do a field goal attempt. You know, go, David, go sit down. Don't do any more damage. Mike Bartram, he did a pretty good job kicking off. He did better than that. I mean, you could get anybody to go out and squib one down the middle.
I want to see Hank Fraley get out there and kick one. Some other guys try. Well,
that might give you a short field if old Hank got out there to kick it.
Let's not get carried away.
You know he's coming out with the square-toed shoe, too. He's not kicking soccer style. He'll pull a hamstring in a minute.
So the 49ers on their 33, first down. Decent protection that time, but the pass is knocked down by Hollis Thomas.
Oh, there's an option.
Tony was available.
Hey, I might not be right back after the game. I'm going to go over there and talk to the Philadelphia Eagles, see if they need a backup and how bad.
You know, there was a kicker many, many years ago named Lou Michaels, who was a lineman, and he used the square toe, and he was a left-footed kicker. And when I saw Tony there, I said, hey, that's Lou Michaels.
That was my dress shoe right there. That wasn't the square toe. It only gets better from there, Dick.
Second hit 10, and Kevin Barlow on the screen pass, and may have enough for the first down. As Roderick Hood and Michael Lewis combined to make the stop. And close to a half a minute remaining in the third quarter. The 49ers, who scored 28 points last week and held on for a 28-25 win over the Rams. Still looking for their first touchdown of the game. Urte has completed 50% of his passes, 12 of 24, just under 100 yards and 3 interceptions. Urte with a quick toss, caught by Arnaz Battle, but stopped a couple of yards from the first down, and that should be the last play of the third quarter. An 8-yard pickup and a crunching hit by, you would expect, Brian Dawkins. And that is the end of the third quarter. Eagles over the 49ers, 35-3. Will continue after a word from your local Fox station.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
You're watching the NFL on Fox 29.
Some like things warm. Others cool. Which is why the Lexus ES is available with heated and ventilated front seats and dual-zone climate control. So at least in one place, everyone is guaranteed to feel comfortable. At your New Jersey, Delaware, and Pennsylvania area Lexus dealer.
I'm here with Jack and Patricia. Jack had 2 knees and a hip replaced at the Cooper Bone and Joint Institute.
The first thing I wanted to make sure that the doctor would tell me that I could play tennis. I feel alive when I'm playing tennis. So I knew I was in good hands. And everybody treated me good there. I have one of those new ceramic hips. They're not at most hospitals. That's why we went to Cooper University Hospital. And I was back on the tennis courts. Cooper Hospital did a great job.
One car, one driver, one feeling. The all-new MX-5 Miata. Don't just drive the car, be the car.
Welcome back to Philadelphia, and the Eagles way ahead. You're watching Fox Sports, broadcasting in HD and presented by DirecTV. Rethink TV.
Close third quarter.
Well, it's getting close. They need more time. Start of the fourth. Rattay gets hit from behind and ruled down by contact. Andy Kalu with forcing the fumble and getting the sack on the play, and he was down.
You know, Tim Rattay getting a lot of pressure on him, not really having a good day. This game is, 35-3. It's pretty much out of reach. I don't understand why Nolan wouldn't bring in a guy like Alex Smith. You pay a lot of money for this guy, first rounder. You got to get him some reps during the season. I think this is a pristine opportunity to go and get him in and see what he could do.
And Darryl may have an opinion. Of course, what do you accomplish against this defense at this point? But food for thought. 3rd down and 8. And Rattay getting pressure, and the pass tipped and incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Well, not necessarily an opinion, and it's kind of along the lines of what Mike Nolan has done, already during his tenure. He's been very consistent in what he does. He feels Tim Rattay won the job in preseason. It was offered to Alex Smith, and he decided to go with Tim Rattay, and he's going to stay with him. And if Tim was to get hurt during the course of a game and Alex Smith came in, regardless of how he performs, if Tim Rattay is ready to go the following week, he's got his job back. And I think that's very important for a coach to send that type of message.
Tell you what, people's patience these days are really wearing thin. Andy Lee punting to Dexter Wynn, backing up at the 3-yard line. And down he goes at the 9. Most coaches are not ready to get a quarterback out of there unless you're Joe Gibbs.
Yeah, there you go. There's one. Poor Patrick Ramsey.
A breakthrough.
I'm full!
Taco Bell's Big Bell Valley menu with filling items like the Grande Soft Taco with double the beef. To keep your stomach and your wallet full, think outside the bun.
Okay, you shave early, but your date isn't until 7 p.m. So what do you think your beard's doing? Taking a nap? It's not. That's why there's the new Schick Quattro Midnight. Its 4 blades give you an incredibly close shave, keeping you smooth into the night. The new Schick Quattro Midnight. The power of 4.
Since 1978, the Hawaii Ironman's 140-mile human blast furnace has scorched the circuitry of the world's fittest athletes, like pro triathlete Chris Lee.
In the 97 race, I was so dehydrated, my body just shut down with 50 meters left.
6 years of setbacks landed Chris at the Gatorade Sports Science Institute. With a new hydration strategy in hand, Chris snapped the tape at the 2004 Ironman Coeur d'Alene.
I guess your stuff works.
And that's the stuff of legends.
Fox NFL Sunday is sponsored by Jeep. Trail-rated capability only in a Jeep 4x4. By State Farm. Great service, great rates. That's why 40 million drivers trust State Farm. By Schick. Now stay smooth into the night with the new Quattro Midnight. And by the Sharp Aquos, there's more to see.
And back to Philadelphia with less than a minute gone by in the fourth. 35-3. Koy Detmer has come into the game. 9-year veteran, replacing Donovan McNabb, who was brilliant this afternoon. First down from the 10-yard line, and the pass caught by Josh Parry, and the fullback getting close to the first down. Let's take a look at how brilliant Donovan McNabb was. He completed 23 of 29 passes for 342 yards, tied a career high with 5 touchdown passes. His rating, out of sight, 155+4.
And what was Roethlisberger last week? He was like 11 of 16 for 2 touchdowns, and he gets the 158.3. I haven't
figured out how to do that.
Howie and JB and Jimmy and Terry, they got to break down that thing for me on the pregame show one week, because I don't understand why Donovan McNabb didn't get the 158.3.
Mark Gordon is in at running back, and Gordon gets the carry, and he is hit by Jeff Obert. T.O., by the way, still out there. Owens has caught 2 touchdown passes today, gone over 100 yards. That was a 2-yard gain that time on the last play. So Owens playing his former team, the 49ers, for the first time. Derek Smith said he was a bad apple, plus a few other things. But Kevin Barlow said, I thought he was okay. There were some mixed emotions. And Owens, always quietly, without saying it, remembers to come back against people he'd like to hit, and he did. And he has had a brilliant game today against the 49ers. Denver underneath to Parry. Taking a look by the numbers, the rushing story.
That's nice right there for the Philadelphia Eagles, over 100 yards passing.
And for a team that doesn't like to run as much as pass, it's just been a big day all the way around, as all the numbers show.
They reflect the score, unlike last week for San Francisco.
Guys, I'm down here trying to look at Koy Detmer. I can't really tell, but it looks like he might have one of those Superman shirts underneath his pads also. At halftime, there was a rumor saying that he went into Donovan McNabb's locker and was looking at that shirt that he was wearing to protect his chest.
And Lamar Gordon hit immediately by Derek Smith, picking up 2 yards. And again, we told you about the quarterback rating moments ago.
It doesn't make sense that, I mean, 158.3 is the perfect game for a quarterback according to that system, and how Donovan McNabb doesn't land on that one today, I don't know.
How about 8 yards per play?
I mean, that's one of the foundations of Andy Reid's philosophies. He wants to get chunks of yardage, and when you're doing what he did today, to get to 8 yards per play, that's unbelievable.
Third down for Reggie Brown with the first down. And up to the 32-yard line, Adams on the tackle. And, you know, despite the loss to the Falcons last week, Darrell, and limping off the field is Mike Adams, Detmer completing that pass, is that, you know, people still, even with that loss, still feel that the Eagles are the best team in the NFC. I don't think people think because of that loss that the Falcons are. I think Philadelphia still is #1 by far.
There's immense talent on this team, and we've seen defensively how they can just shut an opponent down, and Tony's talked about the secondary and how talented they are there. We've seen the explosive ability of the offense, and it just appears to be a bad night last Monday night for the Philadelphia Eagles.
And we'll have a false start 5-yard penalty marked off against Philadelphia.
You know, one thing people have to realize is
false start, number 72, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Ray Thomas.
When you're as good as the Philadelphia Eagles, you're going to get the best possible game, that a plan and the best possible throw as you're going to get from a team day in and day out when you're as good as the Eagles are. This is the Super Bowl for every team that plays against them.
You're right.
They're a marked team, but still, it's the first game of the season, and for some reason, Andy Reid they haven't had good performances. So you wonder what's going to happen. And Tony, you're looking very prophetic.
Alex Smith is warming up. Here is Denver on the screen pass. L.J. Smith, career game for him as far as receptions, gets the first down out to the 46-yard line. There is Alex Smith, the rookie from Utah.
I'm going that way right now, guys. Check it out.
Warming up, and I guess when Mike Nolan gave him that little grin, just stay with me, you may just see this rookie in there yet. And we understand that the rookie from Utah will go in the next series for the 49ers.
Well, who knows when that's going to be. Philadelphia. Koy Detmer has come in, and they're not missing a beat right now. They're moving right down the field, and he's taking advantage of all these weapons on the outside.
First down from the 46, Lamar Gordon picking up 2.5 yards. Andre Carter with the tackle. Told you about L.J. Smith having a career game, 8 catches, 102 yards. Right now, here's James Brown for a game break.
Hey, Dick, take a look here. Carson Palmer with a little play action. Reverse there to T.J. Houshmandzadeh. He takes it 16 yards to Pater. 34-0 Cincy. And by the way, those computations while Terry is going to take the numbers home and crunch them later tonight, Moose. In fact, we know that McNabb was 2 completions away from being perfect today. Back to you guys.
All right, pretty good.
Thank you, JB. Thank you, Terry.
Overtime for Terry. Lamar Gordon with a flag down.
You're going to have a guy crunching numbers. No better guy than Terry Bradshaw.
I would say so. And he's only doing it because Donovan McNabb playing in a game in which the starting quarterback for the other team is from Louisiana Tech. That's why he's doing it, although soon will give way to the Utah Ute.
Number 72, offense, 10-yard penalty, remains, second down.
Holding against Trey Thomas. The Eagles will be home next week when they entertain the Oakland Raiders. And the 49ers go back home where they beat the Rams last week and will play host to the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys playing the Redskins tomorrow and could go 2-0. Darnarian McCants, former Redskin, has come in the game for the first time. Split to the bottom of your picture. Koy Detmer with a lot of time, and the pass is caught by Billy McMullen. Big pass by Detmer, had a lot of time to do it, and a gain of 18 yards and a first down at the 38-yard line of the Niners.
It's so important for a team to have a great backup quarterback, and Koy Detmer has made a career out of this. But the great thing about what Koy does is when the opportunity is there for him to get into a game in a situation like this, or when Donovan McNabb has been injured, he comes in and he's very effective. This offense really doesn't miss a beat. I would be interested to see how much they scale back or what they take out, because Donovan's become much more of a pocket passer now than he was earlier in his career. I bet you it's very similar. And, you know, we talk about teams looking for one quarterback. Philadelphia has got a couple guys that are very good at running this system.
And you have to know that system. And here's Detmer in the pass to Steven Spock. And he's tackled at the 30-yard line, down by contact at the 30. Even before the game, Donovan McNabb making his way in to the stadium, knowing he had the bruised chest, and Terrell Owens, the two of them obviously have been at odds, not so much where it has affected their play, obviously, and it's been evident today. And we don't know what it's going to be like when T.O. doesn't get the ball thrown at him enough, whether he's going to start to squawk again. Who knows? But all we know today is that Owens, with a great 10-year career total, has had a brilliant game, going over 100 yards and 2 touchdown passes. Here is Detmer on the screen pass to Reno Mahe. And Mahe down to the 25-yard line. Quite a day for Donovan McNabb.
Just a great day. Got off to a tremendous start. A little broken play right there, but those two have such a good feel. L.J. Smith with a career day. Brian Westbrook gets into it. I mean, there's just so many weapons on this offense that Donovan McNabb can take advantage of during the course of the game, and he used everyone to their fullest output, and just fun to watch. Fun to watch when this group is in sync the way they were today.
And the crowd gave T.O. great standing ovation when he came out, although, you know, this is Donovan McNabb's time and town. First down at the 25, and a hard hit. Lamar Gordon is knocked back, and a loss of 1 yard. T.O. on his game today.
Now, we saw this one when we saw Donovan McNabb. They adjust so well when the play breaks down. And Terrell Owens, you know, you get into a situation like this where you're playing against your old team. And he knows that he's a marked man out there, and he came in, he faced a challenge, and just had a tremendous afternoon. And he did get a warm reception when he took the field today, because this city so badly wants a championship. And Terrell Owens, they know, is going to be very important to that. And you see right there, a couple of young guys, they know how important he is to this team on the field. Off the field, he's going to make some people upset. He's going to do some things that drive people nuts. Yeah. But when he walks between the sidelines and the end zone, he is something to watch.
And only time will tell whether T.O. is a distraction, will rear its ugly head before this season's over.
With so much more to see, shouldn't you be watching it on the Aquas Liquid Crystal Television from Sharp?
48 degrees today in the Boston area with some light clouds and possible late show.
You guys have to go everywhere with me?
Tom, we're figurative metaphors.
What?
We represent the 5 layers of Visa security that surround you in a pocket of protection.
Hi there.
Like fraud monitoring?
Verified by Visa.
Zero liability. Metaphors.
With Visa, you're protected.
Can metaphors pay?
No.
You shake my nerves and you rattle my brain.
Sound the alarm. It's Applebee's all-you-can-eat fire-grilled riblets. But hurry in, because they're going fast. Eating good in the neighborhood.
Well, you never know when you might encounter a beer without character. That's why we test our recruits for every situation.
Great tasting, less filler, Miller Lite.
No, we're not superheroes. More like ministers of culture.
Intentional taste man. Character, substance, personal style.
A lot of people have great taste and don't even know it. We help them see their potential.
Intentional taste mask.
Intentional taste mask.
Don't cry on me.
I teach taste. That's what I do.
Character.
Remember, on NFL Hurricane Relief Weekend, please give. Bush Clinton Katrina Fund. Those are the numbers. 1-888-635-5944 or online right below that. 5:21 remaining in the game. It'll be 2nd and 11 on the 26 of the 49ers. Play action for Coy Detmer. Detmer completes the pass to L.J. Smith. And once again, one of the 49ers was looking to intercept the pass and failed, and L.J., picking up 17 yards, gets inside the 10.
You have a performance today, everything, let's let bygones be bygones. And that's what those two need to do. They need to turn the page and move on to what's important, and that's this team staying together, building some chemistry, and trying to win a championship.
A W cures all wounds, Moose.
Does it ever? Yeah.
But the big question comes, what happens when adversity rears its ugly head?
Tick, tick, tick. It could be a time bomb.
How about Cincinnati with 34-0? The Bears going over 30 points today. Well, they showed a little offense. Defense helping them there. And here's Lamar Gordon on the pass out on the flat.
You didn't expect that after their 7-point outburst last weekend?
Frankly, no, Darryl. Frankly, no.
Went up to second that one.
3-yard pickup. And I'll tell you what, this is a, you know, when you're up 35-3, there's nothing better than chewing up the clock and not letting them get the ball back.
Well, they call it the 4-minute drill, and it's a part of the game where you're ahead and you go on and take the field, and your offense wants to stay. They never want to come back off the field till the clock is at 0-0-0. Philadelphia has done a great job in here with Coy Detmer at the helm of taking this ball all the way down the field. This has been an impressive drive to just really milk the clock down to close to 2 minutes now.
And Detmer 9 for 9, but he's going to run it in here as Lamar Gordon gets the touchdown. So Detmer 9 for 9 for 94 yards and a 6-yard scoring burst by Lamar Gordon. His first touchdown rushing in an Eagle uniform, and it's 41-3.
Everybody's getting in on it today. Lamar Gordon, a guy brought in. Andy Reid actually liked him before the Miami Dolphins were able to get a hold of his services. But I tell you, he's been impressive running the ball. He's got a nice feel in between the tackles and some good feet.
Good pickup, and it gives the Eagles a little depth at running back, something that they've been missing with Buckhalter out of there. And the extra point by Akers is good, and the Eagles stretch their lead, and he means stretch, to 42-3 with 3:43 on the clock.
With its 3.7-liter fuel-efficient V6 engine and available electronic stability program, the new Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo delivers its best on-road performance ever. But underneath it all, it's still a Jeep 4x4. Now, get our employee discount plus a $2,000 cash allowance, which gets you a Jeep Grand Cherokee for around $22 grand.
Ice cold Coca-Cola. The great refreshing taste you know and love. Now in Coca-Cola Zero. Everybody, chill.
The new Steak Fanatic pizza.
Man fuel, cool.
Hey, there's only 23 figurines left. They're statues.
They're statues.
Domino's new Steak Fanatic pizza. Buy a medium for $9.99 and heap on more Angus steak for just $2. Get the door. It's Domino's.
That ought to do it.
Oh, you're going international, huh?
That's the plan.
All right. See you tomorrow.
Hey, Frank, little help.
Here you go, guys.
Hey, ragazzi.
Hey, Franco, mi aiuti?
Ci vediamo.
Ciao, Franco.
Ciao.
Ecco i pacchi dall'America.
Sì, lavoriamo con l'estero, eh?
Ti ringrazio.
Complimenti.
Global shipping with a very familiar face. UPS, what can Brown do for you?
The executive producer of CSI takes on San Francisco's most deviant crimes. Killer Instinct series premiere at 9/8 Central, Fox Friday.
Fox NFL Sunday is sponsored by UPS. What can Brown do for you?
Philadelphia Eagles in a home opener party, leading the 49ers 42-3. And the youngsters in their TO jerseys. A lot of popular players on this team, led by Donovan McNabb and Terrell Owens. Otis Amy and Maurice Hicks are back deep. David Akers will kick off. Amy at the 6. And Otis Amy, who went with his middle name instead of Fred before last week's game, is tackled by Jason Short. We'll be right back.
Whatever the season, when a storm gathers, so do we. The State Farm Catastrophe Team. A full-time force of 2,500 people whose only mission is to be there in times of crisis. Working with local State Farm agents to bring help and hope to more people than any other company. And we'll be there for you, too.
Starts out cold, ends up refreshing. Coors Light, official beer sponsor of the NFL. The moment of truth.
I'm going into the walls tonight.
Is finally here.
We got a runner.
TV's biggest new thriller is just getting started. Prison Break, all new at 9/8 Central tomorrow on Fox. Viewer discretion advised.
Hi there, I'm Peter Griffin, inviting you to watch The Desperate Husbands of Fox Sunday. See your favorite shows as nature intended them. With all the sex...
I can be sexy. Look at my fanny, look at my fanny, look at my fanny.
Violence... Go! And swearing intact.
Oh, my God, Dave.
You smell that now? That was like 2 minutes ago.
The season premiere of King of the Hill. All new episodes of The Simpsons, The War at Home, Family Guy, and American Dad. It all starts tonight at 7:30, 6:30 Central, only on Fox.
Day is over for Tim Rattay. 13 completions, 26 attempts, 107 yards, and 3 interceptions. And the #1 pick in the draft, Alex Smith, who led Utah to a 21-1 record and the school's first finalist for the Heisman Trophy, now seeing his first NFL regular season action. First down and the handoff to Kevin Barlow. Barlow takes it out to the 26-yard line, a gain of 3 yards. Dexter Wynn making the tackle. Alex Smith playing 2 years, and tell you what, the guy has done well in the schoolroom as well. Has a bachelor's degree in economics, nearly a 4.0 grade average after 2 years of school. So he's got the smarts. Apparently he's got the other stuff too.
Man, that's impressive.
2nd down and 7. Mike Nolan hopes he's impressive enough to move the team a little bit. He's the quarterback that they will develop, no question about it. Tipped ball and incomplete, nearly intercepted. And right now for a game break, here's James Brown.
Hey, Dick, an outstanding day for Thomas Jones of the Chicago Bears. 20 carries, 139 yards, 2 touchdowns, including that 16-yard romp. 38-6, highest scoring output since 1993 for the Bears. Back to Dick Stockton.
You know, it's amazing when people say who should be concerned after 1 week of the season. You know, Detroit beats Green Bay, and now you see the Chicago Bears losing to Washington. Same old Bears, no offense, and look what they're doing today. And I think you got to give it a little bit of time. I think you know that, Darryl.
Yeah, by the end of September, we'll kind of sort things out. But week 2, I think we're jumping to some conclusions.
And here's Alex Smith. Nowhere to go with it. And takes a hit.
The kicker.
Yes, Mark Semino. Mark Semino kicked an extra point when Akers unable to go for a while with the hamstring pull. A 3-yard pickup for Smith.
I finally found a kicker I have a lot of respect for, Darryl.
I tell you, I so wanted to see him try a field goal in the second half. I mean, I was so excited going into the second half to see him try a field goal.
4th down coming up, and Andy Lee is back to kick, and Dexter Wynn to return for the Eagles. Wynn calling for the fair catch at the 31-yard line. NFL on Fox. Next week, week 3, the Packers against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Old battle of the Bays. Falcons and Bills. Panthers, Dolphins, and the Saints and the Vikings. Cowboys and 49ers, the featured game for those of you getting the 4 o'clock game. Mike McMahon is now in at quarterback. He was the emergency quarterback today, and the former Detroit Lion. People were wondering if McNabb couldn't go, whether they would activate 3 quarterbacks or who would come in. Of course, Detmer is the holder for the place kicks. McMahon outplayed Detmer in preseason.
Hard to believe with that 14-play, 90-yard drive that was 10+ minutes led by Corey Detmer.
And Lamar Gordon is dragged down by Brandon Moore after picking up 1 yard. And we're getting close to the 2-minute warning. Speaking of Tampa Bay leading Buffalo and Carolina leading New England. So AFC regarded by most observers, Darryl, as a stronger conference, but you wouldn't know it on some of those scores today.
We don't know what's going to happen this season yet. And you made a great point, you know, after last week, and there's such an overreaction to whether a team won or lost and what their course of their season is going to be. And, you know, we'll find out as this goes on, but not after week 1.
No. Well, Mike McMahon in there now, the former Detroit Lion starter and backup. 2-minute warning. We'll be back to Philadelphia.
Fox NFL Sunday is sponsored by the new Sprint. Sprint, yes you can.
With the new Sprint, now I can talk in the largest network with no roaming charges.
Now I can talk as much as I want with no huge overages.
Now I can get all my incoming calls free.
So everyone's in my free calling network.
Lots of different plans.
For lots of different people.
Because if we were all the same as everyone else,
it would be creepy.
Together, Sprint and Nextel give you more choice in plans than any other wireless company, starting at just $34.99 a month. Sprint. Yes, you can. Now every Angus rapper scores a free day of NFL Sunday ticket from DirecTV.
Okay, you shave early, but your date isn't until 7 p.m. So what do you think your beard's doing? Taking a nap? It's not. That's why there's the new Schick Quattro Midnight. Its 4 blades give you an incredibly close shave, keeping you smooth into the night. The new Schick Quattro Midnight. The power of 4.
Back in Philadelphia with 2 minutes remaining. Well, some shows break the rules, and this one slashes right through them. Television's most provocative series has returned. Nip Tuck. Don't miss an all-new episode this week, only on FX. Well, a gorgeous day in Philadelphia, and the Eagles have responded. Coming back after their loss Monday night, an emotional loss in Atlanta, and the most lopsided victories since November of '81 when they trounced the old St. Louis Cardinals 52-10. Mike McMahon in at quarterback, and Reno Mahe getting a couple of yards, and a flag is down. 1 yard pickup on the play, and one of the 49ers is slow getting up. Marcus Douglas, but he appears to be all right.
That's one thing you in this situation, a game that's pretty much been resolved.
Formation. Number 77 offense is not up on the line of scrimmage. The penalty is declined. 3rd down.
Tim Rattay, and remember, Mike Nolan got a victory with Rattay at quarterback and did a pretty efficient job last week with 11 of 16, 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. So Rattay will be back at him against the Dallas Cowboys next week. Mike Adams, the hero defensively, but 49ers, it's a distant memory for Kevin Barlow, their victory over the Rams. 3rd down and 7. And a good catch and a 1st down, Darnarian McCants. And he's going to be one to watch. If you're looking for another receiver to go along with the T.O., they may have it in Darnarian McCants, who the Redskins waived and picked up by the Eagles. 20-yard gain, and they've liked him.
Well, he had a couple big games against Philadelphia, so you always remember those guys as a coach. And when he became available, I agree, Dick. I think it was a good pickup by them. It's an area with Todd Pinkston out. You're trying to find another guy to get into that rotation, and they're bringing him along slowly. But it wouldn't shock me in a couple of weeks to see him become a bigger part of this offense.
Well, they have spread it around today, no question about it. 11 different players have caught passes. 1st and 10, Reno Mahe finds an opening off the left side, gets tripped up, and has the 1st down nonetheless. Shawntae Spencer making the tackle. And again, you say, well, look, what do you expect against the 49ers in your home opener? But that doesn't automatically mean that you're going to turn it around and be crisp the next week, as you know from your experience.
And also coming across the country, West Coast to East Coast is a difficult trip. They came in on Friday, to try and combat that, but it's a franchise that's trying to turn the corner, and it was a big win for them last week. And this is a tough afternoon for them, but this is a very, very good Philadelphia Eagle team, as we saw today. And, it is what it is. And you learn some lessons from this. You go back, you put that film on. I think Mike Nolan's going to be very, very, very happy with the way his guys performed throughout the game, though. And that's, if you got those type of people, you can move in the right direction.
They'll go to 1-1, and so will the Philadelphia Eagles. 1-1, and their 582 total yards ties a team record, tying an individual record. Donovan McNabb with 5 touchdown passes. Andy Reid gets it even, and a blowout today. 42-3, the Eagles win. We will be back here in Philadelphia after these messages.